Ferris State is a public university located in Big Rapids, Michigan. It was founded in 1884 as Big Rapids Industrial School by Woodbridge and Ferris. Its student population is around 10,000 people. Its colors are crimson and gold, and the mascot is the Bulldogs. And as far as their soccer team goes, as long as most of their athletic programs, they play in the GLIAC, the Great Lakes Intercollegiate Athletic Conference. And as far as colleges in the state of Michigan, it has the 9th largest enrollment in the entire state. As you can see, I'm here at South Athletic Field. These are the soccer fields for the women's football program. Unfortunately, there is no men's program here. There is a men's club team and a women's club team, but the only actual varsity sport in terms of soccer is the women's team. That one over there is their actual stadium, because you can see the stands and it actually has the grass on it. This one has the field turf, and that's their practice stadium right there. And like most college soccer stadiums, it's in the athletic complex. You can see over there, there's like a discus center, and then off over here is the football stadium. So, and then over here you got some student dorms. Right behind it, you got a little clubhouse too. Earlier I told you guys that their mascot is the bulldog, and their colors are the crimson and gold, and there you can see it right there. You can see a little bulldog head poking out, the crimson and gold, crimson in the background, the gold bulldog head. As you guys can see the snow on the ground, I'm here in late December, just about a week before Christmas time. So as far as the women's soccer program goes, they began back in 1999. And in their very first season, they went an impressive 0-11. 0 wins, 11 losses, and 0 ties. Here's a better look at the field. So they've actually had 2 wins over Division I programs. They play in Division II. Their 2 wins over Division I programs were actually 2 places that I've been on my journey, and that was to Bellarmine and to Northern Kentucky, both schools that are located in Northern Kentucky. There's a bunch of deer everywhere, so you'll see a bunch of deer tracks right outside the stadium. Kind of reminds me of Western Michigan. So yeah, there's the stands right there. Little press box off in the on top of it. What? There's only like 5 or 6 rows right there. Probably only a couple hundred people can attend the game. And as you guys can see the scoreboard off in the distance there, it's kind of hard to see it. So the women's program has actually made 3 NCAA Division II tournament appearances. They came in 2018, 2021, and 2022. So their first almost 20 years as a soccer program, they struggled a lot. They only had a few winning records, and they didn't make any NCAA tournament appearances. But over the last 6 or 7 years, they've really gotten their program back on track. And, well, I guess not back on track, gotten the program on the tracks to get them to the success where they want to be. And that's making the NCAA tournament year in and year out. As you guys can see, here's a better look at the stands right here. There's a tiny little one. Their first NCAA tournament appearance in 2018, they would actually get their very first win over McKendree from Illinois, 2-0. And in the second round, they would beat Ohio Valley, the Fighting Scots, a university that doesn't actually exist anymore, and they would beat them 1-0. But then they would end up losing to their arch rival, Grand Valley State, the Lakers, in the Midwest Regional Championship 2-1. So I don't know if that was the Elite 8 or the Sweet 16, but they made it to the last 16 or the last 8 that year. And they lost that game 2-1 to Grand Valley State, unfortunately. Let's go around. And actually, one of the cool things about this stadium right here is the Muskegon River, which is a huge part of the city of Big Rapids. It has a bridge that runs right over it. You could see the river right behind the stadium here. Kind of reminds me of MSU. So you got the Muskegon River right there and some steep, you know, wooded hills. And then you just come over here and here's the stadium right here. So you got the deer tracks right here. You got the woods, you got a big river. This is a very nature-oriented stadium. And now I actually want to talk about their biggest accomplishments. So in 2020, they won their first ever trophy. They finished first in the GLIAC with a 7-0-1 record. Unfortunately though, being that that was the COVID year, there was no NCAA tournament appearances for them. They did not host the NCAA, or they did not have the NCAA tournament that year. So you just played your conference season and that was the end of it. But they ended up winning their very first trophy because of it. And then in the next year, in 2021, they would win their second trophy and their first ever GLIAC conference tournament. So they would beat their two arch rivals, Saginaw Valley State 1-0 and then Grand Valley State 1-0 in the final. Unfortunately, they would lose a week later to Saginaw Valley State in the opening round of the NCAA tournament on penalty kicks. So SVSU was able to get their revenge a week later. But they were able to get their first two trophies over the last couple years. So like I said, the first 20 years of their program, it was kind of a struggle. But over the last 5 to 6 years, you know, right before COVID and after COVID, they're really able to get their program going. Got a little rickety fence right here. Here's another shot of the river and the woods. Very steep. Looks very beautiful in the winter. You can see through the trees all the way down to the river. I was talking about deer, and literally right there is one. It's looking right at me. You can see it. Yep, just nodded to me, and there it goes running off. Here, let's see if I can walk around. But yeah, I got up on a hill, and here's a good shot of the stadium. I like how, one thing I really like is that for the practice field, they have the turf, okay? But then for the actual games, they have the grass. I love that. Absolutely love that. It's not right playing soccer on turf, is it? Oh, there goes a big one right there. Wow. Hey, it is Christmas time. Maybe it's one of Santa Claus's reindeers.